Happy Monday afternoon, everybody. Welcome to your weekly tarot forecast, where I use the tarot and attempt to give some kind of clarity, forecast for what this week might bring us. What energies do we have working in our favor? Think lessons that we need to be aware of, this, that, and the other. So thank you for joining me, and let's get started. For those of you who are interested, the deck that I will be using today is the True Black Tarot. See if you can see that, yeah. This is a deck by Arthur Wayne. I've been working with this deck for a couple of weeks now. It's been on my wish list for months and months, but just it was a lot of money to put down. I finally just you know what, screw it, I'm going for it. And oh my goodness, I absolutely love this deck. I'll put a link to the website in the description below, pardon me, and that way you can hopefully find it. I know he's printing he's in a second printing now, so and it's going fast, so if you want one, get it now before it runs out. So in any case, let's get started. So we're all shuffled. Our overall card of the week is, oh my goodness, 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Coins. So what this is kind of saying to me is that this is the week to grow your investments. This is a very grow your investments. Investments, it could be money, but it's just, or it could be in other material things of this world. Any projects that you're kind of working on, now is the time to really kind of, really invest in them. Take time to, see them flourish, use this energy and propel your assets, let them grow. This is a good week for that, apparently. I like this cat on top of the little thing here. It's just kind of purveying his kingdom, I guess. That's kind of how I see that, so it's kind of cool. All right. What obstacles are going to be in our path this week to help us with this overall energy of growing in our material position, our material powers for the week? 5 of Wands. Ooh, so there's definitely going to be some struggles here. It could be almost like an interruption, outside forces, interferences, kind of just getting in your way mentally, providing those mental blocks or something like that. They could be coming from inside, they could be coming from outside, I don't know. I kind of get the sense of a little bit of both, because I like this because it has the 2 spears, and for me, those spears can represent inside and outside interferences. There's actually a really good book. It's called The Inner Game of Tennis. There's also one called The Inner Game of Music by Barry Green, and he talks about the inner game versus the outer game. And it's all about conquering performance anxiety and stuff. It's really quite interesting. That book is magic. It's totally magic. I don't care what people say. That's NLP at its finest. I highly recommend you get the book to check out. But anyway, for me, that's kind of what this is talking about here. I mean, there might be some, if you have a partner in your project, there could be some struggle, some strife to go on with that. It could be your fault, it could be their fault, who knows? But watch out for that. This is just showing that, this is good, for you to achieve your highest good, you're just going to have to really just watch out for these challenges that kind of seemingly come out of nowhere as well. So let's move on. What will we have to overcome this week? Ace of Wands. Now, this is really funny. The Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords in this deck almost make you think that their elements are reversed. No, this still is fire. And if I pull the Ace of Swords out, you'll see it's covered in flames. But no, it's air. Anyway, so Ace of Wands. To me, this is kind of saying that part of that interference will probably come from us uh, desires, you know, distractions, overstepping, getting too excited about something, you know, fire being that element of energy, that spark of creation, you know, the desire that burns within. And so what we're going to have to overcome is being able to not overstep and not allow our desires to dictate that which we are working on. Now, we still have to keep an air of logic and reason, and be able to, you know, remember, you know, there are other forces at work, not just us. So let's go on to the next card. This next one is, how are we going to stay grounded? And I get the Ten of Swords. Ooh, I actually like this card personally. I think the Ten of Swords is a really good card, almost like the Tower or Death. It's just one of those reality check cards. And particularly, you know, with, you know, this one's a little strange. I'm not gonna lie, it's not my favorite Ten of Swords card, but I do like the fact that you see his friends are all kind of dead here, but then he's up here on top. And so it's all a matter of how we approach those interferences that I said before. Are we going to allow these interferences to overburden us? Or do we have control over them? And I think this is particularly in reference to our previous card with the Ace of Wands. I think these are going to be mental interferences coming from ourselves, worries, things that sometimes are outside of our control. Sometimes they are in our control. And so we just have to remember to not overstep and to not get so overwhelmed. Nothing is worth getting completely overwhelmed for, and there's nothing for your own sake. You know, don't get so into something that you forget that there are other important things around you, things that you enjoy, people you love, this, that, and the other. So, all right, next card. Important lessons to learn. Six of Cups. And so this, I kind of see this as sort of feeding into this. Six of Cups, pleasure, happiness, wishes fulfilled. But again, you have to remember Cups are all about relationships. And so I think, if you see here, you see candy kind of falling from the top to the bottom. So I think just remember to be charitable with the time that you're given. It's important to find that balance, I think, between work and play and pursuing your individual goals versus the community goals. Sixes are particularly on the Tree of Life, Tiferet, and so the Savior, Sephiroth. And so there's going to be a little bit of self-sacrifice involved with the sixes, but for the ultimate success, for the betterment of all. So just remember to keep your priorities in check and don't keep it all for yourself, I guess. You don't want to be selfish. So. Our next card. How can you best support you? Empress card. So tapping into that artistic, creative energy, and even to allow freedom and escape. Also, the Empress is the mother of mothers, and so a little bit of mothering, a little bit of pampering of yourself, time for yourself, doing things that you find fun, particularly if you get stuck on something. Sometimes it's like I said, nothing is worth overburdening yourself to the point where you shut down completely. Take time for you. That's how you're going to have your greatest success. Einstein is a prime example of this. Whenever he found himself being overburdened, he would go listen to some Mozart or play some Mozart on his violin. And so he did something that would enjoy, and then boom, he gets the theory of relativity. So, take time for you. Allow those creative juices to flow. All right, overall focus. So again, we're back to coins here, at the 2 of coins. Alterations, harmonious change, exchange of energies. There could exchange of energy. So this is, kind of like teamwork, getting things set up for your project. Moving forward, getting it going. See, I'm trying to think here. It's Hokmah, yeah. And so 2s are, the commencement of action, of the material force. So, and since, coins are all about that material, this is that, the focus of this week is to get the project going. This is the week to do it. If you have a side hustle, or if you have, side hustles are really kind of like the big thing now, diversifying, that's what I'm thinking of, diversifying economies on a micro scale. But I mean, that's just one example. It could also mean, working on an art project, or working on a home improvement project, anything kind of like that. It's just, this is the week to get that started, to get that, to begin that commencement, and to get it ready, laying that foundation and getting the things figured out. And then finally, last but not least, message from universe. So we get those 7 of Wands. So 7 of Wands. I think the message from this is all about remembering that you don't have to go it alone. I mean, it's, have that strong mental fortitude. You have what it takes to be there, but at the same time, it's important to just to not always approach everything as if it's you against the universe. If we go against nature, then I oftentimes find that that's usually what leads to, coming back to this guy here, to ruin and defeat. And so, you have the strength to overcome. Take time for yourself and work with others. But at the same time, yeah, it's you got this, I guess. That's what the universe is trying to say. Yeah, I mean, I'm just, it's your project. It's something that you love to do, something that you enjoy. And there are going to be interferences. There are going to be, lots of ideas that might flood your brain. You might get overburdened, but at the same time, it's, remember, it's what you love. And it's what gives you joy. However, don't think of it as a competition with yourself or with the world around you, whatever. Just do what you love and be you. So, anyway, I hope that gives you some idea of what to expect this week. Again, I will post a link to the True Black Tarot in the description below. Let me flip this camera around so you can see the whole spread as it is. And then, let's see here, how do I do this? Oh, it's not, let me, all right, I can do it this way now. Boom, there we go. All right, anyway, thank you guys. Peace out. Boom.